What up, fight fans? So with Grasso versus Shevchenko 2 going down this weekend, I want to do a video talking about what some of the differences might be in this rematch and what are things that might remain the same, because a lot of rematches, they have their fair share of adjustments and no two fights are the same. However, there's always going to be some similarities between, fights, between the first, second fight, or the second fight and the third fight. But what I see ultimately changing in this fight. So in the last fight, we saw a lot of wrestling from Valentina Shevchenko, and it was working. She had a rocky first round where by surprise she was getting pieced up by Grasso. So going forward into the second and third, she started working a lot of her takedowns, and she got a lot of her takedowns and was winning on points because of them. But then, of course, we saw it happen round 4. Her takedown started failing. She started fading. And then she panic spun, got her back took, got choked out. Y'all know how that ended. Y'all know the story. But in this fight, what I see changing is I don't think Shevchenko is going to come to wrestle as much as she did the last time. I actually think that she's going to come and focus more on striking with Alexa Grasso. This might sound crazy because Grasso, it's risky to stand with Alexa Grasso in this fight if you're Valentina and you got pieced up in that first round with the boxing Alexa has. But I think Shevchenko is going to come in this rematch more prepared defensively. I think the shock factor is going to be gone from the last fight. And I think she's going to be more ready for the boxing of Alexa. She's going to look to try and counter that boxing. She's going to look for ways to defend the boxing style and counter the boxing style of Alexa Grasso, and implement a more kick-heavy style, try to chop at the legs, because I think she knows that Grasso is going to be ready for that wrestling. So she's not going to go to it that much because then that would be predictable on her end. And of course, Shevchenko does not want to be predictable. So I think we're going to see a lot more striking in this fight. And on Alexa's end, her takedown defense is going to be way better. So whenever Valentina Shevchenko does opt to shoot takedowns in this matchup, they're not going to come as easily. I do think, to start the fight, they're going to feel each other out a little bit. Shevchenko might attempt a takedown. Grasso's going to defend it well. And then she's just going to abandon it, focus on the striking, move around a lot, try to poke at the body of Alexa with those kicks, chop at the legs with those kicks, work the jab like she was doing last time. But I think whatever success that, Valentina does find on the feet, I think Grasso is going to adapt as the fight goes on. She might struggle early with the striking of Valentina, and she might be a bit surprised that Valentina is having more success in the fact that Val's adapted to her boxing. I just think what's going to make striking with Grasso easier in this fight than the last fight is the fact that now there won't be a surprise when it comes to whatever stance Grasso takes. Alexa surprised Valentina with the southpaw stance. That's why she was so taken aback and almost frozen in there when on the feet with Grasso, because in preparing for Alexa, she was focused on the orthodox stance, how Alexa always fights. So now she's going to be ready for either stance. So I think that's going to be helpful. But ultimately, I still think Alexa Grasso, because her boxing is better and because they're going to be standing more, it's going to be in favor of Grasso. I think it's going to be a striking chess match on the feet. I think whenever they're at range, I think Valentina is actually going to be winning and landing a lot from the outside. And I think that's where Grasso is going to struggle. She might keep her distance a bit early. But then I think as it goes on, she's going to switch gears and she's going to adjust by just pressuring a bit more, staying in Valentina's grill a bit more, staying in her face a bit more. And I just think she's going to land the better, more effective shots and win a majority of the exchanges, as the fight goes on. So I think the similarities are going to be that I think on the feet, it's still going to be in favor of Grasso, just not by a landslide. But Grasso will make her boxing work. I think Valentina is still going to get caught by some shots of Alexa Grasso. And Grasso, whenever they're in range, that's where Grasso is going to do the most damage, like the last fight. So ultimately, basically, point being is that there will be better striking from Valentina in this fight than the last one, and better takedown defense in this fight for Alexa than the last fight. And ultimately, there will be more striking and less grappling in this fight than the last one. So ultimately, I kind of went over what's going to be different about this fight as opposed to what's going to be the same. But that's ultimately what I think will be different about this fight. And I think it's going to be a very, very close fight. Very close fight between the two. And I think either way it goes, someone's going to win a 48-47 decision, whether it be Shevchenko, whether it be Grasso. But I think Grasso will edge it just through her pressure, octagon control, and like I said, just kind of landing the bigger, harder, better shots, and she'll win on damage. But it's possible that Shevchenko, numbers-wise, could edge Grasso. You never know. I can see it being a scenario where, Valentina lands more body shots and leg shots, while Grasso lands more head shots. Sort of like Rose versus Joanna 2, where, Rose outboxed Joanna, but Joanna out-kickboxed Rose. It could be a scenario like that. I do think that, Shevchenko, being the all-time great she is, she's gonna show that championship experience, which is really gonna make Alexa Grasso struggle. But Alexa Grasso, as the new champ she is, with the determination and hunger she's coming in this fight with to stay on top, to prove a point, to make a statement, she's going to show that championship heart. And I think with that success that Val might find early, I think mid-fight Alexa Grasso, like a champion, will be able to make the adjustments needed to keep the belt, to stay the champion. But with that being said, I'm looking forward to this matchup. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who do you guys have winning this fight? Will we hear and still or and new? Like and subscribe, and peace out.